In a quiet little mountain village, surrounded by rolling green hills and misty peaks, lived a boy named Niko. He was small for his age, but his heart was as big as the mountains themselves. Everyone in the village knew Niko, not because he was the strongest or the fastest, but because he was always ready to help. He carried heavy baskets for the old baker, rescued kittens from tall trees, and even mended the wooden fence for his neighbor without being asked. One crisp autumn morning, the air filled with the smell of fresh apples. Niko's grandmother called him over. Her cozy cottage sat on the far side of a great canyon, and the only way across was by an old rope bridge. Or so Niko thought. Grandma handed him a small wicker basket, filled to the brim with shiny red apples. "Bring these to me, Niko," she said with a smile. "But remember, the bridge is invisible now." "Invisible?" Niko laughed nervously, thinking she might be joking. But when he reached the edge of the canyon, his smile faded. The air was still, the drop below endless, and there was nothing. No planks, no ropes, just empty space stretching from cliff to cliff. Then he remembered the village legend his grandmother had told him many times. The bridge will appear when your heart is full of kindness and your steps are guided by belief. Taking a deep breath, Niko placed one foot forward over the gap. For a heartbeat, there was only the howl of the wind. Then, tap, a single glowing stone appeared beneath his shoe, shining like the moon. He gasped, but didn't stop. He took another step, and another glowing stone formed. With each step, he thought of the people he had helped, the baker, the neighbor, the tiny kittens, and more stones lit up under his feet, stretching toward the other side. Halfway across, the wind roared through the canyon, and fear began to creep into his mind. What if the stones stopped appearing? What if he fell? He closed his eyes and thought of his grandmother's warm smile, the way she told him stories by the fireplace, and how much he wanted to see her again. Another stone appeared, then another. His fear melted into courage. Finally, as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in gold and pink, Niko stepped onto the far cliff. But there, waiting for him, was not just his grandmother. It was the whole village. The baker, the neighbor, children he had played with, even the man whose cart he had once repaired. All of them stood smiling, holding lanterns and ropes. Niko looked down and realized the magic bridge wasn't magic at all. While he walked forward with belief, his friends had been quietly building each step for him, lowering stones, tying ropes, lighting the path. Grandma hugged him tight and whispered, "Kindness always comes back to you, Niko. Sometimes it just takes the shape of a bridge." And from that day on, whenever Niko looked at the great canyon, he didn't see an empty gap. He saw the invisible bridge that only kindness and belief could make. A bridge that would never truly disappear.